I have known this person professionally for almost 5 years. Around 5 years back, when I got into the 3D printing market, he was like my mentor. He taught me the basics of 3D printing. Let's welcome Mr. Guru Prasad Rao from Imaginarium. He has close to 30 plus years of industry experience, holds about 8 patents, 100 plus design registrations. Today, one of the interesting topics uh, Mr. Guru Prasad would be talking about, we had a lot of speakers talk about 3D printing, what is the material science and how software influences that. But one of the nice topics which Mr. Guru Prasad would be talking about is agility in software AM. This is one of the key takeaways from his presentation. Over to you, Mr. Guru Prasad.
Thank you. Thank you, Vishwanath, for a very generous introduction there. Thank you, Autodesk, for this great opportunity, yet again, to reach out to industry. I always think it is a learning together sessions at AU, because we have a lot to share and learn and take home and create a new future of making things. For several years I've been attending, and every time I go, learn it. And this is the last session. Probably there are some more activities, but what I thought, we will try to explore what is going to happen with this 3D printing or additive manufacturing technology as we move on. Many technologies are becoming very mature. You know, take your own watch making. Just now we saw so beautiful making of watch. Why people cannot make a time stand? Yes, they did, isn't it? And so beautifully created watches, the technology has actually hit a kind of maturity. Watch can only be progress in terms of its size or in terms of its aesthetics, correct, no? So what we are going to today talk about would be exploring together as a team, all of us, is the opportunity 3D printing is moving, and it is some kind of also reaching maturity. When I say this, many times people have been telling this is a technology for future. But this is there for long time, almost 30 years now. And still we say this technology has arrived, we need to adapt. In fact, 3D printing is not just one technology, it is several technologies. We call them 3D printing because there is a printing aspect of it, 2D done over and over again, giving you the object. We all know, several speakers have touched upon the same thing. What is 3D printing is? It is all about a regime where you take a digital object, a virtual object, and hold it in hand. So time has come to hold your ideas in hand. In fact, the dictionaries all over the world are going to be reprinted, because printing was earlier thought of as one which reproduces text or images. Today, you can also reproduce objects. So it is redefining, and every dictionary in the world will be changed to a new definition. Watch for it. When that will happen, I don't know. In fact, I keep saying, if you don't think of anything, things cannot be materialized. 3D printer or 3D printing as a technology is just yet another tool, okay, just like your robots or CNC, right? Can they think and produce something themselves? They cannot. One has to think and create. Create what? You have needs and you fulfill those needs by designing things. So soch both important hai. if you don't mind it, it doesn't matter. So we have to learn how to mind it. So all technologies, CNC, robots, 3D printers, additive manufacturing, etc., what they can do. There is a challenge we are giving to school students. You tell me what you are going to do with your 3D printer, I will give you a 3D printer free. So that is the power of idea. That what is that one idea you want to do by 3D printing? So, in fact, 3D printing needs lot of inputs such as a 3D content creation. What is not digital cannot be printed, forget it. Correct, no? And how to make that digital? A lot of tools. But even before that, the idea, thinking what I'm going to design on a software is most important. Today, moving forward, we have so many softwares at our disposal. They're very capable. Today morning I was hearing the keynote address where Professor Pradyumna Vyas was telling about how ideas can be converted to reality by the tools which are so seamless. Today, there are softwares which are designed for engineers, but many engineers are not good designers themselves. The engineer will optimize it. He will not design. Many designers who have an artistic bent of mind, they are used to work on a different medium, such as clay. So the world of CAD and designing started developing software for those people also, keeping in them as a end target audience. So you have Autodesk Alias, for example, Studio Max, for example, 3D Max, Rhinoceros, ZBrush. These are some of the things which are useful for artists. It doesn't require one to be an engineer to define the datum. Correct, no? Without datum, some of the parametric softwares don't work at all. Datum definition, global or local coordinates, parallelity, perpendicularity, concentricity, all this, tolerance, material, if you don't define, probably you cannot move forward. Who cares? You have a clay, a vectors, you import a primitive, put another primitive on the top, have a Boolean difference, Boolean union, whatever, push and pull the vectors, create an object which is very organic. And those objects, earlier people said, no, we cannot do design like that. Ankit was speaking about the design for additive manufacturing. Right? What it gives? It gives a power which hitherto no other manufacturing processes were giving. It gave power to design without any constraints. Right? You can think of anything. You can think of a object which was hitherto not possible to make. Those things are possible by the new technologies. But it is very important to play with these tools, what we have. In fact, as the community of makers extended, they wanted to create themselves something. They didn't want to waste time learning a very costly software, etc. So for them also, there are CAD for fun and makers has come. It is a wonderful time to be alive because what you can think, you can make it. And these tools, what we see, are going to make it better, and it is just, you want to replicate, you just copy it. You want to have an array, you can have an array. You can have a polar array or a go around. You can do anything. So it's a click of button, no? Or a click of mouse, which is going to create these objects faster. There is a high amount of reuse of CAD. Earlier, people used to create, again create, and create. Now it is a regime where you can use it, reuse it, magnify it, minify it, you know, translate it, tweak it. You get a new object. So you have so much of power in these tools to create. Coming to 3D printers, again, a lot of, it is long arrived. The pioneers, 3D systems, came out with stereolithography. Stereolithography. The word says it is 3D printing. Stereo means depth. Lithography is printing, 3D printing, arrived. The file format STL has become a de facto standard. Of course, this today is changing. The 3MF, AMF formats are a lot better, you know, and all these are happening because of the development that is happening beyond technology. Today, 3D printing can be done in metals, not only in metals, but multiple metals. Can you see that? I saw in Formnext printers which are like FDM, simple little fellow. What it is printing? It is printing MS. I was taken aback. How it is possible? Yes. So the power is in the idea, how to bring ideas to life. These tools are making it a lot better. Today, industrial 3D printing has come of age. You know, lot of options are available. But what is that we are going to convert is very important. 3D printing still is very costly. Where we are going to use it, how we are going to use it is very, very important. It has to create value. Otherwise, it is of no use. ROI will not be coming. People have thought of very few systems like this. They are true future missions, which are hybrids. Newcomers like HP are entering, and they're truly disrupting because they have made a system which promises to make the end user part. The end user part has arrived finally. A printer which can make the end user part. What's more, the greatest quality, what you wanted to have, that has arrived. And at a cost where it is viable, has arrived. So HP in some sense has brought in these three: speed, quality, and cost advantage. The multi-fusion technology, because the fusion, it is better than sintering. And we are very proud to say, in our endeavor to bring the best of technology to India, Imaginim has ordered its first HP printer, and we'll be dedicating to nation very soon, and it has already arrived in Bombay. This printer is a closed system, so even from the point of view of ecosystem, it is very clean. You know, it is a closed system and has a lot of productive opportunities, like you can sinterate offline and continue the build, etc., by having two different platforms. In fact, the world is moving from large printers to also desktop chuparustums. I'll say chuparustum because they are small, but don't treat them as toys. Because these cost less and help industry to adapt. Toy with things. You know, nothing can be done without toying with things. And are you going to toy with very costly investments? No. So these systems are going to offer the same kind of precision, but at a lower cost. So this is a wonderful welcome change in the ecosystem, isn't it? So you don't have to invest into huge missions, but try it out. If it is good, then you can look at the bigger options. Today you have things like 3D printer forms like this. People will have, who cares which printer prints, what it prints is important for me. My file, is it getting printed? Where it is getting printed is not important. How it is printed, who cares? What technology, who cares? Getting my idea printed is most important. So in that direction, I see the future will move from the hardware to the software which creates idea to what we need, the reality. And today, what industry wants to adapt. When I started seeing 3D printed anything, that was in Tanishq. I'm very proud to say I'm an alumni of Titan. And I've worked on watches. So it was nice to see Vijay Raghavan talking about those, revisiting those. I saw in 93, somebody showed me in Titan, Tanishq, this is a 3D printed object. I felt, what is this material? Okay, this is only photopolymer, only one material available. Anything else I can get? No. Can we burn it out and do something? No. Not possible to burn out. From that day, I was exploring more. In my alma mater in IISc, we had a FDM, Stratasys FDM, which was only running on ABS and no other material. So industry had no option but to use this technology for rapid prototyping. It was neither rapid nor it was used only for prototyping. The word was dropped. Slowly, lot of other materials started coming. SLS with nylon. FDM continued with ABS. SLA came with many other material, photopolymers, which are very hygroscopic, transparent, and some were not good for production purpose. No? They were only fit for prototyping, look and feel. But today, thanks to the enhanced or renewed interest in the material science towards additive manufacturing, it is drawing a lot of investments and also research. Okay, and today, I think more than 500 different materials are available for 3D printing. So, what I see as a future, if you see the whole ecosystem, 3D content is so important. And 3D content creation software tools are so important on one side. 3D data processing is also important because you're going to have a file which can be copied by anyone. Correct, no? So the file security is also becoming a very important software function in future. The file will have a data and it needs a metadata which will drive its application. Is it a file to print metal only? Is it a file to print for one? It is a file to print for 1 year? One can decide. What material? What color? One can decide. What polymer? What metal? One can decide. So they can lock it. It can expire. Anywhere in the world, you can just switch off that. We'll come to that. Then we have 3D printing and post-processing. Nothing 3D printed directly goes to end use. They need to be touched. Without that, nothing happens. So if you see on the top, 3D content, 3D processing, they fall under the software development side. And you have 3D printing and post-processing, they are more of hardware. Both are kind of dependent. In fact, we are missing one here, that is material. Material is also very important, tangible. 3D printing machine, the post-processing touch and feel, and materials. They all form the touch and feel, while the software content, 3D data processing becomes very important. I see that future lies in actually the top one, software, 3D content creation, and 3D data processing, and material research. So we can see how these things are changing now. The 3D printing becomes a mature technology. Today you don't have any lathe. Anybody gives a talk on lathe? Anybody gives a talk on even CNC lathe? It has become a mature technology. It is there to, for a commodity to use. In 3D printing, it is still, I think there will be a time when you see 3D printers all matured. Only there will be incremental changes. Okay? Then what drives the whole additive manufacturing, the so-called industrial revolution, etc., is the software development and the materials. Are we getting the true material, what we can use in industry? That is very important. Today for adoption, what is important is, do I get what I want? Can I get PVC? Can I get PC? Can I get PP? Live hinge properties, for example. You can simulate, but it has to deliver. Very important. In fact, speakers in the morning have been talking about so many changes. These are all brought about not by thought. It is a purposeful thought. Design is a purposeful thought. If you have an opportunity where a bracket, this is done for Airbus, where they have optimized, because airborne systems have to have less payload to have high strength to weight ratio. So topology optimization, people speak about it more and more. And the systems which can produce them is also important. Only 3D printing or additive manufacturing are capable of building such weird organic shapes, correct, no? Otherwise it is not possible. But what is the advantage? Is it creating value? Yes. Safe design, fail-safe design, and safe-fail design. Both these are going to interplay to get this kind of structures, what we are seeing. It is going to be seen in cars. Forget air, Formula cars travel longer because they are lot lighter. Why should you have so much of payload? Kitna dete hai bolte hai na? So we can reduce the load on vehicles by actually optimizing. So I have seen some of the structures I saw in Formnext fair, where they had done the internal automotive structures very optimized using these lattice structures. Right? So it is happening everywhere. Aerospace, automotive, and coming to dental or medical, there also they are trying to optimize. Who is optimizing it? How they are optimizing it is again controlled by what tools you have. Wonderful tools. The market leaders are bringing. Autodesk has been, we thought CAD, we learned CAD about computer aided drafting. AutoCAD was a long history. You cannot think of anything CAD. That became today a small CAD to capital CAD, computer aided design. The design was brought by the capability of volume property, material property, simulations, etc. And that is taking to a new high where you're able to optimize. You have two boundary conditions and you want to make the weight less. What are you going to do? You give the conditions to the software, it gives you the solution. So it's very important. So I think this is going to be pushing the adoption much further. This is a simulation, FDM. They're seeing the thermal gradient. It is all about liquefaction and deposition and fast cooling. Any one of them are not optimal, the 3D printing doesn't happen. This is about FDM. When it comes to metal, it is even more complicated. Because metal is a conductor of heat. And the shape what you design, if you don't anticipate how it is going to buckle when I'm actually doing sintering, it's so much difficult. You will end up always getting a wrong product. Thanks to NetFab, a tool which so nicely simulates the thermal gradients when you build structures, right? And you can beforehand anticipate, check, and redesign without having to even invest any time to print it. This is the capability what these tools are pumping in. I'll say, industry, you should be very happy, because all of us should be happy, because it is going to make it better, more optimal, and it's a wonderful time to create anything. The future of creation is very good, simple, because tools are there. So that's why I say 3D printing is getting matured, while software, which will bolster its capability, leverage its capability, is pushing it to adoption. Of course, material science will do a lot of things. You can see here some of the support software which are required for additive manufacturing. Authentize and Leo are the other softwares which will control the metadata. Leo is limited edition object. So nicely named, no? NetFab, Materialize have been market leaders to process things, pumping tons of capability. You take it in aerospace, you take it in automotive, you take it in medical. These tools give you so much of handle to optimize, to make it worthy of its purpose. Very important. If you take today, since metal already has been touched, I've taken only plastic here. Plastic is a world of plastics. No? You have amorphous, semi-crystalline, and elastomers, fluids also. In this whole spectrum, there is different capabilities. High performance to commodity like layers are there. PEEK, for example. PEEK is 8 times stronger than steel. Medically, it cannot be radiated, so it is very safe when you are using for any radiation subsequently. Correct, no? Yes? So it is radio transparent, they say. So it is sought after in medical science, PEEK material. And today, you are able to sinter you are able to predict. So material science is going to drive the whole thing, ecosystem. These are some of the giants of material science. For the first time, they're all focusing on this new frontier of manufacturing, namely additive manufacturing or 3D printing, and bringing out a lot of new materials, biomaterials. We are all talking about the new order where Industry 4.0 is going to be one day a reality. But are we ready? Is very important. We had to move inch by inch to adapt. Otherwise, you innovate or perish. In fact, I am a strong believer of this holy trinity of manufacturing. The physical cyber systems, the physical part is here. They are the robots. They are the robots, the CNC, and the 3D printing. All of these have pluses and minuses, but together they make a deadly cocktail, believe me. And they are going to drive. And future is here. Because CNC is the fastest in production. Additive manufacturing is not fast, but it can make the organic forms, and robot will replace us. We are lousy. We need poka-yoke. And a robot doesn't require a poka-yoke. Correct, no? And so, we are going to have a wonderful time making things. So, the key drivers for AM adoption are functional prototypes, the complexity, small batch production, even if it is single, on-demand spare, and customization. We have a new customer in front of us, a customer who doesn't know what he wants, but he wants it today. He doesn't know what he wants. You give something new, he wants it, but he wants it today. That is the kind of customer we are looking at. So in that, we need to be very agile in our deliveries. How can we be? Only by this Holy Trinity, what we have. Large-scale adoption can be only done by affordable systems, faster systems, desktop systems, which will help the learning curve. De-skilling software. You cannot have an expert who will do optimization, operation research. You cannot have a professor to design every product to optimize. I think that software tools are making it all cool and de-skilling. That is very important, you know. That is the human endeavor, you know. Making things better was always our, thing. From Stone Age to today, we are making lives better, safer, and merrier. Larger real material is one more very important thing which is happening, and we are going to have a wonderful world. Thank you very much. So just to mention about Imaginarium, Imaginarium is has a mission to create ideas to come to life, number one, create ideas also, help companies to bring ideas to life. And it has been our mission to take this technology to every industry possible. In that direction, we have Precious Jewelry, we have Rapid, which works on engineering, we have Life, which is working on life-related implants, organ printing, etc., including tissue printing. Solution, which will take people to adapt technology. Academy will help take this to every kindergarten to college, to industry, to medical sciences, to anyone, including common man. So we have set up a small center in Bombay called Time to 3D, where people can just walk in and have fun. They need not have to buy anything. So we are a platform, and in fact we have been helping people how they can do this. So you're most welcome to visit us anytime. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Guru Prasad.